hopefully it works. We're going all the way here without testing, but I'm feeling confident. Hey guys, welcome back. As you can see, we're standing out in front of our 2023 Raptor build again. We've got the hood popped. We are working on some auxiliary lighting this week. So we've got some SDHQ A-Pillar light mounts to mount. We've got a handful of different Baja Designs and Morimoto lights to play with and test out. And then we're gonna wire them up so that they're working with our upfitter switches. But let's go take a look at what we've got from SDHQ. All right, so I pull everything out of the box. We from SDHQ have a packing list with some check marks. That's cool to see that they're being really careful about what they pack and ship. We've got a QR code here. This takes us to the install guide, inspected and packed by name and date. So love the accountability there. We do a lot of that kind of stuff ourselves here. To the brackets, these are super, super beefy. I mean, this looks like 10 gauge steel, maybe thicker. Very, very heavy duty. I'm sure it's very rigid, which of course is something we want.
That's what she said.
These are some smaller brackets to support these. And then a nice hardware kit, sealed. Looks like stainless, mostly stainless, couple of yellow zinc bolts there. So looks like a really complete kit. Looks like we've got everything we need. So let's get to the truck and check it out. All right, so we're on the driver's side of the truck here. Hood's popped. It's a pretty tight fit, which is what makes these a great product. It's gonna mount using 2 bolts. So the first bolt is this rear hood mount or hood hinge bolt there. And SDHQ provided a longer replacement for that one. So we're gonna pull that bolt out, and then we're gonna peel back the rubber here, the rubber trim, to reveal a 10mm bolt that's right here. And that's what that smaller bracket is gonna slip under to support the primary bracket. So I'm gonna pop this loose, loosen this, remove that bolt, and slip the bracket into place. Hopefully without breaking all kinds of shit. On there. I don't lose sleep over this stuff, but it's a good habit to have. All right, so that's the factory bolt. I think SDHQ gave us a longer replacement. All right, so I'm going through the hardware here. We've got that small bracket. This is the bolt that's going to replace the one that I just pulled out. It's a little bit longer and fully threaded versus the factory one's the same length, but this bottom 1/4 inch there isn't threaded. So set that aside, I'll keep that. And then we also have a small button head screw. This is going to replace that 10mm bolt that I just loosened, so I'll go take that all the way out. And then we've got a bolt and a nut and a couple of washers that are going to attach the small bracket to the large bracket. It's kind of like one of those coffee table puzzles. Something like that. Try not to drop this bolt into this fender. All right, so now that everything's loose here, the order of operations is we're going to start by tightening this bolt down here so we can hold our bracket where we need it, and then we'll tighten the top support bracket for it. All right, so bracket's in here, tested the hood, there's no clearance issues with closing it. I'm gonna remove the tape. I don't really know what people do right here, if they trim the rubber gasket here, that's my guess, but I'll look into that before I do anything. But I'm gonna button this up, I'll do the other side, and we'll move on from there.
All right, moment of truth.
The real moment of truth is to make sure I pulled all of my tools out of the engine bay.
Sounded good.
Looks nice.
No clearance issues. Yeah, it's a pretty big platform here, and it's very sturdy. I know it's a hotly debated question, but do you prefer amber or clear for your driving lights?
I don't know that I have a strong preference. I'm going to use amber. Because it is more like, I mean, look outside. Go look outside.
Yeah, it's a little
More
foggy.
likely out here that amber, I think, is beneficial when it comes to kind of cutting through the fog. I also just think they look cool.
Ambers do look cool, but the fog is real today. Yeah, this is what we're referring to. It's a little bit foggy out here.
All right, so I went digging through the lights that we've got. We've got a few different things from Baja Designs. I got to find my Morimoto box with a bunch of Morimoto 4-bangers. But we have a set of Squadron Sports. These are amber and they're wide lens. Another set of Squadron Sports. This is their combo clear lens. And then this looks like an S2 box. Yeah. What I really would like to run is I think of the XL80s on this truck. But for now, I think I'm going to install these. And then assuming that the wiring harness is the same, it should be kind of a plug-and-play situation to swap them for something bigger. All right, so we got our brackets on. Now we're going to wire in the lights. The first thing I'm doing is digging out the little bundle of upfitter wires. There should be a bundle under here that are hot, and then there should be a bundle under here that are pass-through wires to get to the bundle that's under the dash. We're looking obviously for the hot bundle because we're going to wire directly to them with these two lights. So let me dig for those right now. I'm going to pull the battery to get access to. I found the bundle in here that's got some white tape on it, which I think is the pass-through bundle, but I need the hot bundle. I'm using the wiring that Baja Designs provides, which is kind of a universal harness. I kind of chopped it up, but I have one wire coming across the engine bay over to that mount over there with the connector for the Baja Designs light. I have a similar situation over here. So I've got those two lights coming. They're gonna meet up over here somewhere. And then I've got a wire that's got positive and ground. It's gonna meet them there. That'll come over here. The red will go straight to one of the upfitter wires. I know a lot of people will use a relay, and we will do that as we build out the lighting setup on this truck. But a couple of pod lights to the second upfitter switch, was a 15 amp switch, will be just fine. And then the black, I'm just gonna piggyback onto this ground point right here. So keeping it super simple. We have kind of a different plan for a lot of lights on this truck, but for now, there's no reason to get fancy or complicated. So let me get that harness made. Because I don't want just wires floating around the engine bay. I've actually gone back to this wire loom split tubing that I used to use as a kid playing with cars. For a while, I went through a phase where I used this TechFlex stuff, which looks awesome, and it's like kind of that accordion type stuff, and I would do that with heat shrink, and it was all beautiful, and that's great for like producing a harness, I think, and looks really nice. But as far as installing lights on my truck and making them easy and also serviceable so I can pull it apart, add more wires, whatever, I've gone back to using this wire loom and Tessa tape. So this tape is that sort of like felt tape that you've seen on OEM harnesses and stuff. I think it helps with abrasion. It helps keep wires in here without just all kinds of heat shrink bullshit. So that's what I'm gonna do on this.
The fun stuff, you know.
What I like about the TechFlex is you can very easily slide wires into it. The problem is you can't get wires out of it.
Yeah.
So I'll suffer through this. I'm gonna tape this end so it's not flopping around. All right, so now I've got the wire coming across the engine bay and some loom here. It's just hanging here. I'll figure out kind of where to secure it later. I'm gonna leave plenty of length. I know now better than to make things just exactly the right length. And then I've got this one, so I'm gonna pull this one through this piece of loom and then splice these together so that we can go find power. What's nice about using wire loom instead of some of the alternatives is like right now I don't have to worry about, have I pulled the heat shrink down? Is the wire loom all the way on it? Is the length right? Blah, 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 blah. toasty. I'm going all the way for it. We're just gonna plan on this working before
Testing?
Yeah. These are obviously the A-Pillar lights, but we're planning on doing lights behind the grill and in the fog locations. Once we do all of that, we will be pulling this, and we'll do it all nicely. Probably still with the upfitter switches because it's nice and clean. But I would put like spade terminals on the upfitter switches and stuff. This is kind of scabbed together, but it'll work. Hopefully it works. We're going all the way here without testing, but I'm feeling confident.
You say 15 amp power was it?
Yeah, and I think these lights, well, these are those Squadrons, so they're small. I'm intending to swap them for XL80s, which pull like, I think 5 or 6 amps each. So we got plenty of headroom here, even if we just continue going straight for the upfitters. Ready to rock and roll. I'm assuming the switch is not flipped.
Alright, let's see. With accessory power on.
The lower fog lights going on when I do this?
The lower fog lights are not on.
No.
Oh, there we are.
Yep, there we go.
Both?
Yeah,
Yep.
they look good.
Alright, I'm telling you right now the fog lights are not down here.
Yeah, the fog lights aren't on.
Well, you can't tell, the ones behind the cover are on.
Oh. Well, of course.
I
There's a
didn't
cover.
know.
I forget they do that.
I assume there's space for a washer in here, but just putting these brackets on because I think it's going to be easier to just hit that with a socket rather than to reach in with a wrench. It's kind of tight. We'll see.
Not too much zip tying going on.
I'm gonna try and keep it to a minimum. Just tucking our extra wire away here.
Nice. Can't wait to see him at night.
So this I'm driving with just headlights. It happens to be pretty foggy. And then this is with the 2 A-Pillar lights. These are again Baja Designs Squadron Sport in obviously an amber color. So as A-Pillar lights go, this is a pretty economical setup, and they're pretty bright. So this is my brights with and without the A-Pillar lights. All right, so that is it for the installation of that set of SDHQ A-Pillar light mounts on our 2023 Raptor. Again, we found some Squadron Sports from Baja Designs in the back shelf, and we threw those on here. They look pretty good, actually. I'd like to have them be the XL80s from Baja Designs and probably move these to another location on the truck. More on that later on. As far as next week, I'm off to King of the Hammers, so I'm not sure what's going to be in store for you, but we'll try and find something interesting. See you then.
That's great.